In the fifth movie, we will look at some solutions. How did it go with Per, Paul and Espen?
When Per is released, he gets a job driving a truck. He works some overtime and lives in a small apartment outside of the city for a while. He has cut a down payment deal with those he owes money to and pays as much of his debt as possible in order of priority. It's a tough couple of years without expensive vacations or big spendings, but he feels he has a predictable everyday life. There is much less hassle from the creditors, he doesn't dread opening his mail no more, and he sleeps well at night. Espen moves back in with his parents. He gets a job as a salesman and could have paid off his debts since he doesn't pay any rent at home. But he couldn't be bothered with contacting those he owed money to, either when he was in prison or after release. He believes he deserves to have a good time and live like everybody else. He leases a car from a friend and agrees to pay it off with all the money he got. That means there's nothing left to pay those he owes money to. He forgot that the recompensation claim after his violence conviction goes ahead of everything, and that the state deducts this from his salary. So now he can't pay for the car. His now ex-friend collects the car, and Espen gets even more debt. He quickly reunites with his old friends and goes back to his old lifestyle. After 1 year, he's back in prison. Paul began to pay off his debt while he was in a minimum security prison. But sometimes he wonders what's the point with paying such small amounts when his debt is so big.
Is there a point in paying if you feel like it's just a drop in the sea? Yes, it is. If you're applying for Gjeldsordning, it will be emphasized whether you paid with your ability, as in done your best. Even just 50 kroners a month is better than to just leave it. You have then shown a will to pay. If you can't pay, you should send a budget and documentation that shows you're having a deficit. That shows you're trying to do what's right.
Paul starts school after release to make it easier to get a job. He has no experience with a square lifestyle, so in the beginning he needs help with online banking and disposing his money so he doesn't obtain new debt. He applies namsmannen for Gjeldsordning a couple of months after release. They emphasize his possibilities to get back into society, and after a while it's granted. His Gjeldsordning durates 5 years, and then the rest of his debt will be erased. Most important of all, he has a good relation with his daughter, and she has started school. Now we know what Per, Paul and Espen did with their debt. When negotiating with creditors, you need a full overview over the debt, income and necessary expenses. If you apply for Gjeldsordning, you are entitled to guidance from namsmannen. You can also apply for debt guidance from NAV or call their hotline. Regardless of the solution, it usually takes years to clean up debt. That is why you need a clear goal that reminds you of that. The book called Gjeldsarbeid, Dealing with Debt, explains how to get started. In the folder you'll find templates and forms that you can fill out. In the booklet you'll find important phone numbers and explanations to words and expressions. Finally, if you want to deal with your debt but doubt you will make it, you should know that we in Nettverk etter soning every year meet with many who manages to get control over their debt. Because they use time and work hard and asks for help when they need it.